It was supposed to be my birthday, not a spectacle, not a circus. I walked into the restaurant expecting an intimate dinner, maybe a quiet toast with my wife. Instead, I saw 35 faces staring back at me. Some I recognized, most I didn't. She stood at the center of it all, beaming like she'd just won a prize. "It's just 35 people," she said, as if it was nothing. "Just 35. I smiled, a calm, deliberate smile that made her stop mid-sentence. "Perfect," I said. "I'm going home. You handle the bill. I'm not your ATM." The room went silent. She went pale, but she didn't know yet. The real surprise wasn't the bill. It was me. We weren't always like this. When I met her, I thought she was the one. She laughed at my jokes when nobody else did. She held my hand through the storms. I gave her my loyalty, my trust, my wallet. We built a home and shared dreams. I thought we shared love. But over the years, I noticed the cracks. The way her eyes lingered on what others had. The way her tone sharpened when she talked about money, my money. She began treating generosity like an obligation. My hard work became her entitlement. And I, fool that I was, kept giving, believing it was love, until love turned into calculation. It wasn't just the party. That was only the surface. Weeks earlier, I found the receipts hidden at the bottom of her purse, designer bags, jewelry I never bought her, quiet dinners with friends I'd never met, all on my card. When I asked, she dismissed it. "It's just money. You'll make more." That's when I understood. I wasn't a husband to her. I was an account number, a bottomless well she thought she could keep draining. So I stopped confronting. I stopped warning. Instead, I started watching. I checked every transaction, copied every statement, tracked every hidden purchase until I had enough evidence to bury her in her own greed. Revenge isn't rage. Rage is sloppy. Revenge is patient. I met with my lawyer quietly, efficiently. We rewrote the ownership of everything with my name on it, the house, the car, the accounts. I moved assets into places she couldn't touch, trusts she didn't know existed. I let her spend, let her think I was blind, all while I documented everything, photographs, bank statements, recordings. I even found the messages, conversations with her friends bragging about how she could get me to pay for anything, how she'd bleed me dry if things went wrong. She laughed in those texts, and every laugh was another nail in her coffin. So when my birthday came, I played my part. I walked into that restaurant, saw the 35 strangers she'd invited without asking, and I smiled. When I told her I was leaving her with the bill, her eyes widened. She reached for my arm, whispering, "Don't embarrass me like this." But embarrassment was mercy compared to what I had planned. I left calmly, silently, while she scrambled to explain to the waiter that her husband would be back. He wasn't. The calls started within an hour, first gentle, then desperate, then furious. I didn't answer. Instead, I let the night bleed into the next morning. Then I sent the first strike, an email with one attachment, a summary of her spending habits, every receipt highlighted, copied to her parents, her siblings, her closest friends, the same ones who once thought I was lucky to have her. By noon, her image of the perfect wife had cracked. She came home that evening, makeup smudged, voice shaking. She tried to scream, but it sounded more like begging. "How could you humiliate me like that?" I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. "You humiliated yourself." I just turned on the lights. I handed her the divorce papers, already signed, already filed. Her name wasn't on the house anymore. Not on the car. Not on a single account. "You thought I was your ATM," I said. "Turns out the ATM closes." Her face twisted, fear, rage, disbelief. She tried to threaten me with taking half, with ruining me in court. That's when I slid the folder across the table. Evidence, all of it. The debt she'd racked up in my name. The hidden purchases. The bragging messages. I didn't have to raise a finger. Her own greed was enough to destroy her credibility. The color drained from her face. The fight left her body. She sat in silence, broken, realizing the game was over. I left that night, not in anger, not in grief, but in freedom. She once told me, "It's just money." But it was never just money. It was respect. It was trust. It was the currency of loyalty she kept counterfeiting until nothing was real. Now the world saw her for what she was. And I finally saw myself again. On my birthday, she thought she could make me pay the price. Instead, I made sure she paid hers. And as I walked away from the ashes of what we were, I felt no regret, only clarity, only silence, only victory.